My Royal Sussex Squad family, today we're diving into a story that speaks volumes about Prince Harry's character, his heart and his true priorities. Once again, the Duke of Sussex has shown the world that he is a man of compassion, dignity and loyalty, no matter how much the British tabloid press and the haters try to paint him otherwise. During his recent trip to the United Kingdom, Prince Harry didn't just attend his official engagements, he also made time for something deeply personal, something most of the media almost missed. He quietly, privately and respectfully paid a secret visit to another member of his family, Prince Edward, the Duke of Kent, after the heartbreaking passing of Katharine, Duchess of Kent, who died at the age of 92 earlier this month. Now think about this for a moment. Harry didn't blast it out to the press. He didn't parade in front of cameras. He didn't seek clout or headlines. He simply went in private to pay his respects to a grieving family member. That is what true class looks like. That is what family loyalty looks like. Meanwhile, the very same British media that constantly calls Harry selfish and attention-seeking had to eat their words when this quiet, dignified visit came to light. Harry proves once again that actions speak louder than the smear campaigns. According to sources close to Harry, he loved catching up with family, friends and colleagues during his 4 days in Britain. And let's be real, squad. The man hasn't had much peace in the UK in recent years. Every time he sets foot in that country, the tabloids and royal commentators line up like vultures, desperate to twist his every move. But even with all that noise, Harry still found it within himself to make space for kindness, respect and compassion. That's who he is. Harry's visit to the Duke of Kent was just one piece of a trip that was filled with meaningful connections. We know he attended the WellChild Awards, an event that has always been so close to his heart, where he was seen crouching down to greet children, hugging families, cracking jokes, bringing warmth into rooms filled with kids who truly need a little joy. That's not PR. That's not strategy. That's who Harry has always been. Someone who genuinely connects with people, who gives his time and his energy in ways that change lives. And then in Nottingham, he showed up at the community recording studio, laughing, dancing and vibing with young activists. Trevor Rose, the founder of CRS, said it best. He's still the same person. He cares. That's the main thing. Think about that. With all the negativity thrown at him, all the lies told about him and Meghan, Harry remains the same at his core. The love, the compassion, the sense of purpose, it hasn't dimmed one bit. And of course, the moment that had everyone talking, the long-awaited meeting between Harry and his father, King Charles. After nearly 2 years of estrangement, Harry walked into Clarence's house and spent close to an hour with his father. It wasn't staged for cameras, it wasn't orchestrated for optics, it was private, it was real, and according to royal watchers and insiders, it was a massive step in the right direction. Even Queen Elizabeth's former spokesperson, Ailsa Anderson, acknowledged that this was about building trust. Now, let's be clear, rebuilding trust in that family is going to take more than a single meeting, but it matters, it's a start. Of course, the British tabloids were quick to spin the narrative. Some tried to downplay the meeting, others tried to stir the pot by saying reconciliation with William was still impossible. The same old drama machine. But here's the truth, the tabloids don't want to admit. The fact that Harry even took that step proves he is the bigger man. He is willing to sit down, he is willing to try, he is willing to move forward. Meanwhile, certain other members of the family seem content to stay bitter, cold and distant. We all know who I'm talking about. Now, let's not forget, Harry's time in Britain was short because he had already committed to something else of huge importance, his trip to Ukraine. He travelled to Kyiv with the Invictus Games Foundation, meeting survivors, visiting the incredible Superhumans Rehabilitation Centre, and once again shining a global spotlight on the wounded warriors he has championed for over a decade. His only regret about his UK trip? Not being able to stay longer and see more people. But the Invictus work mattered. He wanted to be there in person. That's what commitment looks like. That's what service looks like. And when he was asked about the future, about whether he would bring Archie and Lilibet back to the UK despite his security concerns, Harry didn't hesitate. He said yes, that this week had brought that possibility closer. That tells us everything we need to know. Harry is not closing the door. Harry is not bitter. Harry is not consumed by anger. He has compassion, forgiveness and love at the centre of his heart, something his detractors could never understand. After his work in Ukraine, Harry went back home to California, to Montecito, to Meghan and the children. And almost immediately, he and Meghan stepped out together for the 1-805 live concert in Santa Barbara, standing side by side, smiling, thriving, surrounded by friends and supporters, supporting first responders in their own community. You see, this is the life they built, a life of service, a life of compassion, a life of love. Now, here's where we have to stop and point something out. The haters in the media constantly push the narrative that Harry and Meghan are isolated, bitter, unpopular. But look at the reality. Harry quietly reconnects with family, pays his respects, and spreads kindness. Meghan supports him, stands proudly with him, and together they are raising two beautiful children in an environment filled with love. Meanwhile, the tabloid press clings desperately to tired old talking points because deep down they are terrified. Terrified that Harry and Meghan's light continues to shine, no matter how hard they try to dim it. The truth is simple. Prince Harry is a man of integrity. Meghan is a woman of strength and grace. Together, they are unstoppable. And every time they step out, whether it's in London, Kiev or Santa Barbara, they remind the world that compassion, love and authenticity always win. And Squad, let's be real. The British establishment will never admit it publicly, but they need Harry. They need his heart. They need his global relevance. They need his ability to connect with real people in a way the rest of them simply cannot. And Meghan? She's the woman who gave Harry the strength to step into his full potential. That's why they try to tear her down so viciously. Because they know she's the partner who completes him, the partner who helps him thrive. So when you hear the noise, when you read the lies, remember this trip. Remember the compassion Harry showed the Duke of Kent. Remember the love he brought to the WellChild children. Remember the reconciliation steps with his father. Remember his dedication to Invictus and to Ukraine. Remember Meghan by his side, radiant, supportive and strong. That's the real story. That's the story the haters don't want told. And here's where I turn it over to you, my Royal Sussex Squad family. If you stand with Harry and Meghan, if you see through the lies and the smear campaigns, then join me in making sure their story, the true story, gets amplified. Let's drown out the noise with love, truth and support. Before we wrap up, make sure you subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, because we are here every day bringing you the real Sussex news the mainstream press won't give you. And if you want to support even further, hit that super thanks button. It helps keep this platform alive and helps us keep telling the truth about Harry and Meghan. Prince Harry made a secret visit to another member of the royal family during his UK trip. Harry loved catching up with family, friends and colleagues during his 4 days in Britain. A source said Prince Harry's 4-day visit to the UK included a secret visit to another member of the royal family. According to Hello, Harry visited Kensington Palace to pay his respects to Prince Edward, the Duke of Kent, following the death of his wife, Katharine, the Duchess of Kent. Harry loved catching up with family, friends and colleagues during his trip to Britain. A source said Prince Harry's 4-day visit to the UK included a reunion with his father, King Charles, after nearly 2 years, as well as a secret visit to another member of the royal family. A spokesperson for the Duke of Sussex said that on his recent visit to the UK, Prince Harry met with the Duke of Kent at Kensington Palace to pay his condolences privately to Prince Edward, the Duke of Kent, following the death of his wife, Katharine, the Duchess of Kent. She died on Sept. 4 at the age of 92. Although Harry, 41, was not able to attend Katharine's funeral on Sept. 16, as he had already left the UK, a source close to the Duke of Sussex told Hello, which was first to report the news, that he loved catching up with family, friends and colleagues. His only regret was not being able to stay longer and see more people. But the meetings in Ukraine had been in the diary for a long time, and it mattered to him to be there in person, to see the Invictus Games Foundation's growing work and the progress at Superhumans, the source added. The whole trip felt like a real success for everyone involved, the source said. His passion for his patronages and the causes he cares about hasn't dimmed one bit. He's already buzzing to get back and do more. The Duke of Sussex made several public appearances during his UK trip, including at the WellChild Awards in London on September 8, where he crouched to greet children, wrapped families in hugs and cracked jokes. In Nottingham the next day, he danced into a room at the Community Recording Studio, CRS, laughing and bantering with young activists. "He's still the same person," said CRS's Trevor Rose. "He wants to feel the energy here. He cares, and that's the main thing." One of the most newsworthy moments came when Harry arrived at Clarence House on September 10 and disappeared inside for a long-awaited private meeting with King Charles. He emerged just under 1 hour later, and experts were quick to point out that this visit could be the first step on the road to reconciliation with his father. "It's a massive step in the right direction," Queen Elizabeth's former spokeswoman Ailsa Anderson told People, following the historic meeting. "It's a building of trust. Harry and the King, 76, have been estranged for more than 18 months. As People previously reported, the meeting not only served as a chance for the Duke of Sussex to rekindle his relationship with his father, but also with his brother, Prince William. While the encounter marked a hopeful step forward, royal insiders caution that a long road lies ahead before full reconciliation can take place. "It shows the way forward," an insider with ties to both sides told People. "It is a good starting point." Just a few days after the meeting, Harry made a surprise visit to Kyiv, Ukraine, with his Invictus Games Foundation, and spoke with The Guardian while there. "The focus really has to be on my dad," he said, while also acknowledging his past revelations in interviews and his memoir Spare. "My conscience is clear." When asked if he will ever bring his children to the UK despite his security concerns, Harry told the outlet, "Yes, I would. This week has definitely brought that closer. Whatever has gone on in the past, it is good to see the family trying to repair itself or communicate at least," a source with close ties to the palace added to People. "Everyone has to have compassion for all sides." After visiting the UK and Ukraine, Harry returned to Montecito, California, to be with wife Meghan Markle and their children, Prince Archie 6 and Princess Lilibet 4. On Saturday, September 20, Meghan, 44, and Harry stepped out together to the 1-800-5 live concert, which supports Santa Barbara County's first responders and was held at Kevin Costner's Oceanside estate in California. Leave a comment. So, squad, let me hear from you in the comments. What do you think about Harry's secret visit to the Duke of Kent? Do you believe this is the start of a real reconciliation within the family? And what does this tell us about Harry's character compared to the way the tabloids try to frame him? Until next time, stay strong, stay loyal, and keep shining that Sussex Squad love. Because at the end of the day, love always wins, and Harry and Meghan will always rise above the hate.